Did you know that St. Luke's University Health Network, based in the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, has been recognized by the U.S. government as the highest performing health system in the United States for quality? You heard right. St. Luke's #1 recognition affirms our status as the top leader among the most respected healthcare providers in the nation, including Houston Methodist and the Mayo Clinic. To state it simply, if you want to receive the best care when you go to a hospital, come to St. Luke's.
Lee Harris, Hall of Famer, legendary, iconic voice of 1010 Wins, now our teammate here, colleague here. And we're starting something this week, and we've been talking about, and you folks have heard about it, the Worldwide News Network. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to lie to you. So I'm glad you're here to tell us, Lee. First of all, good morning. How are you?
I'm pretty good so far, but I will still be here 24 hours from now. So this is going to be a push through to get the Worldwide News Network on the air.
So you're not going to leave at all? You're not going to go home at all? Or
I will not.
24 straight hours. Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. You've done that before, I'm sure.
A couple of times.
Like 9/11. I know guys like I think he stayed on the air for 24 straight hours. But this is important stuff. So why will you be here for 24 hours? What exactly can WABC fans expect to hear?
At midnight tonight, we're going to launch our national news network. Of course, you can hear WABC on the internet all over the world. But what we will be doing now is supplying news to other radio stations all around the country and eventually all around the world. It'll be a 3 to 4 minute news capsule, depending on which station you're listening to, of world and national news. And what this is meant to do is to replace the CBS radio network, which goes out of business tonight, 11:31 p.m. After 99 years in the radio business. We both used to work for CBS. I think it was an okay company.
Pretty good.
Back when we worked for it.
I still like it. I think Barry Weiss is the future. She's our only hope. She's decided that it's just not making any money, I guess. I don't know why.
Yeah, there is also the issue. They want to be in the subscription business. They want you to buy a season of Yellowstone rather than having to go out and chase advertisers to support the programming. They'll just sell it to you direct. They'll cut out the middleman and pass the savings on to you. In this case, the entire radio news division. So we're going to pick up that mantle. We think it's a good business. We think people want it. On WABC, you will hear the national news for 3 minutes at the top of every hour, followed by local news here. So you'll get 6 minutes of news at the top of the hour to set up the talk shows like yours so people know what's going on.
I'm not doing 6 minutes of news. You're out of your mind.
Well,
nobody wants to hear that. They want to hear me. But the rest of the day, it works.
Yes, that's right. We have day parting considerations in your case. It is actually different in the morning.
It's different in the morning. But this is really cool. So you're telling me, Lee, the great Lee Harris, there'll be a station, this is hypothetical, in Dallas, in Miami, in St. Louis, in Sacramento, that we're going to provide the news for?
That is exactly what we will be doing.
Wow. That's a big deal.
And
I had no idea.
By the way, we have hired many of the people that CBS just fired.
Really?
Yes.
To do the news?
Yes.
Give me one name.
Well, Michael Wallace will be on in the morning.
Michael Wallace.
Not to be confused with Mike Wallace.
No. He's not going to be doing news anytime soon.
Bill Rakoff, Cooper Lawrence, Matt Piper. These are all voices that were heard on the CBS radio network. Monica Ricks. And also, a few others who have come in and are of that same network quality.
So how many people have we hired to do the news for the network?
I think we're up to 18 so far.
No kidding. And have you been doing most of those hires?
I have done each and every one, yes.
Each and every one.
They have to go upstairs to
right,
be
of
signed
course,
off
John
on.
and Chad. But any of your former 1010 Wins teammates get
Let's
involved?
see. I don't think we... Yeah, no, there were a couple who I worked with at Wins at one time.
Can you get John Montone back? I just like John Montone. I don't know why I love that guy. I love him.
Well, I love
He was
John
the best
too.
reporter 1010 Wins ever had, ever.
Not quite the sound I was going for.
Yeah, I understand. This is very exciting stuff. Lou, did you realize this is a big deal?
I'm changing my plans tonight, actually.
No,
but I'm serious that we're actually going to be providing news across the country. That's great.
Yes, and to big radio stations.
Really?
Eventually. And also to small. We're not discriminating in that regard. If the station in Open Pants, Nebraska wants to be an affiliate, we will sign them up.
Open Pants, Nebraska.
Never been there?
Is that an actual town?
It is not.
How about Intercourse, Pennsylvania?
There I have been.
Blue Balls, Pennsylvania.
Not too far away.
Mm-hmm. So it all kicks off at 12:01 tomorrow morning.
Oh, 12 o'clock straight up.
Straight up. And you'll be hearing news from us all over the country.
Michael Wallace, even though it's not his regular shift, will be coming in to do the lead-off newscast.
And how many stations will we be on tonight when it kicks off?
Oh, I believe several dozen by the time all is said and done, yes.
Well, congratulations.
But most importantly, we will clear on a top-rated station in the number one market in the country on day one. That would be this one.
Amazing. I got to tell you, man, I had no idea how big this was. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being dead serious. Congratulations to you and John Catsimatidis and Chad Lopez and all the folks that put this together. This is a very big deal for us. All this does for us is show the rest of the world how good we are and how we could deliver not just entertaining talk shows like this one, but straight-up news all over the world.
And John Catsimatidis wants to tell the story of America, the correct story of America, to the world. And eventually, this will be done through the Worldwide News Network.
The Worldwide News Network, I would imagine one day. Will replace the BBC too, right?
Oh, yes. And by eventually, I mean pretty soon.
Pretty soon. Well, congratulations, Lee.
Voice of America, Radio Free Europe, the outlets that used to tell the story to the world, and not in a propagandistic manner, just the facts.
Yeah.
I go to Europe all the time. I'm astonished by the things I hear from educated people there. What they don't know. They think that poor people don't have health care and die in the streets. They don't understand that New York City alone has 23 hospitals for the indigent. And some of them you want to go to, depending on your problem, even if you can afford better. If you ever get a sucking gunshot wound to the chest, ask them to take you to Kings County Hospital. They know what to do about that.
They do know, you're right. Well, they get
New
a lot
York
of those.
Presbyterian, not so much.
Right. Go there for other stuff. You're right. Are you going to do any of the news yourself? Because you still have the pipes, man. You still sound great. Great.
I might have promised the management that I'd come on one time a day. I'm hoping they forgot about that.
No, you should be on.
Got a lot of admin work to do.
But you sound great still. You should be on a little bit.
Well,
and people know the name Lee Harris all over the country.
I'll pop in now and again.
All right, super. Well, congratulations. Honestly, this is a great job you guys have done. And it's exciting for WABC and all these affiliates around the country. Lee Harris, congratulations.
Thank you, Sid. Means a lot coming from you.
Thank you. I love Lee Harris. My 1 year at 1010 Wins, which I've talked about many, many times, Lee Harris was so good to me. And I was so nervous. Lee and Judy DeAngelis and the whole crew, Ben Meverak. But he was terrific. And he really is, all kidding aside, one of the all-time great news voices.
Walking in nervous with all
those
come
people. On. Yes. Right? I mean, I'm doing sports my whole life. I'm walking into 1010 Wins with these people. And what happened was they built this little thing for me in my den in Boca Raton, Florida. So I did the entire year on 1010 Wins from Florida.
I wasn't so you didn't see them?
No, I did. So they wanted me to start the first week by meeting them and, went out for lunch, got to know them because, as you know, even though you're on the air, you have to kind of form that relationship.
Yes.
So my first week at 1010 Wins, I was here. The same building on Hudson Street, right down the hallway from WFAN. And I knew that place very, very well. It's literally on the same floor.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So I'm used to going left to talk sports. Now I make a right turn to talk news, and I was scared to death.
Well, here's the question. How were they to you? How was everybody?
Very nice. Okay. Lee was great. Judy was great. Right. Okay. But it was still different for me, and I wasn't very good at it, I'll be honest. I really wasn't.
Okay, did they look at you and go like, why is
100%.
Why is he here?
But they figured out very, very quickly that A, I had a huge loyal audience, and B, what I was able to do, which Ben Meverak and Mark Chernoff loved, was bring in money. No disrespect to Mark Renee in that spot, but all of a sudden, New York businesses started calling and saying, I want to hop on with Sid. So SodaStream just started back then. Nice. They hopped on, and 1-800-Flowers and Pajamagram. So all of my sports updates were sponsored, and they were making pretty good money. So the fact that I got a lot of stuff wrong, I told you this before, I'd say, and the Mets get set to host the Pirates tonight. Now I'm in Boca. I get a text 2 seconds later. No, right. Sid, they're in Pittsburgh. And I hate to tell you this, but you're in New York, you need to know this. I'm like, I'm sorry, Ben. And then I would do it again the very next day. But the
that's not like you.
No, that's not like back then. It was different. It was now I'm a lot different. But back then I was, like I said, I was nervous. It was early in the morning. I'm in my den in Boca, all by myself
on winds
on the way to somewhere in Miami to do my midday show, the actual local midday show. It was a wild time, and I did all that because Chernoff thought that was the best way to get me back into the CBS family to eventually get me back to WFAN.
We'll see.
Which didn't happen.
Oh.
No.
Well, he tried. He
tried. He put me, the summer of 2014, for example, I did 40 shows. I practically lived here. I moved into my sister Ray Shirley and Albert's house in Mill Basin. I never went home for the whole summer. I was filling in for Boomer and Craig in the morning with Kim Jones. I was filling in for Joe and Evan in the middays with Mark Malusis. I even filled in a couple of times for Mike Brancesa. I was there basically every day. There was one day, because I did my midday show in Miami from the FAN studios. There was one day where I did the morning show for Boomer and Craig, went into a different studio, hosted my 4-hour local show down in Miami, and then stayed that night to fill in for Damon Amendolara and do the night show on the CBS radio network. 12 hours of live radio in one day. And still broke.
Yeah, not enough.
All right, we got to take a break. Thank you, Lee Harris. Congratulations again to John and Chad and WABC. I really had no idea how big this thing is. It's a big deal. It is a very big deal. The Worldwide News Network all gets going midnight tonight here on WABC.
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?